Let's go back to
You're
the
on a
one
path
I
in
gave
the
up.
woods. You're here to slay her.
Let's go back to the one where I gave up. And instead of giving up, I will just help her. No, instead of giving up, I'll just do what I was supposed to do and go to the cabin.
You make your way up.
Yeah, we've seen this.
The interior of the cabin is all. The blade is your.
So the first time I took the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
And she's gonna be arrogant here.
The door to the basement, her voice.
Who's there?
There we
She
go.
sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. Good.
Continue down the
You're
stairs.
still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I'm just here to talk.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
Well, they did tell me that you were gonna end the world. You know why I'm here to kill you. You're supposed to end the... I've been told sayings, but I'm not sure what to believe.
Believe me.
And do you think asking me what to believe is going to suddenly make everything crystal clear? Let's not pretend that's going to happen. As far as you're concerned, and as far as they're concerned, I'm going to say whatever I have to get out of here. That's just the dynamic of our situation.
I mean, I've already explored all of these before, so
Oh,
let me just move
have you
on.
decided what to do with me?
You
Yes.
know.
Wait. Oh, I'm not getting the option? Is it because I didn't explore? Oh, I should have explored. Fuck. Well, I guess we're gonna choose a different one. Let's go with, I'm getting you out of here. She has a different personality, so maybe this will be different.
You have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
If there isn't a key, do you have any ideas?
Well, you do have that big, sharp knife. You could always cut me out of here.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut.
God damn it,
You hear the click
narrator,
of a
stop
lock
it.
sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
So right now we're kind of heading the same direction as the previous one, but with a different personality.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Leslie.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it.
Is this...
Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through
So
the
far it's the
identical
same
cut.
visuals.
She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
But she does have a different posture.
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
Man, there's so many options. I could have slayed her there. I could accept the slaying here.
Watch me.
But I kind of want to see how it's going to be with a different personality.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Here we go.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hand.
Are you actually going to be quick, or are you going to be like the other one?
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease.
Well, at least it was quick.
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
It's weird I didn't see the prisoner. Okay, so we have a different one.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay.
Yeah. We've heard that. But I died. Hasn't this happened already?
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around.
Skeptic.
I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying.
Oh yeah, this voice sounds more like me.
I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
It's fine. Let's go.
A warning.
Yeah, and this warning.
Before you go any further. She will lie. She will cheat.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Thank you for the stretch. And hydrate.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat
Oh,
and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight.
It does look
attempt
more
to
like a
illuminate
dungeon.
The cold, uninviting stone walls and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
Yeah, because she's a prisoner. Okay, so far I kind of just followed everything, like, one-to-one. So this time I want to do some difference. I'm not going to take the knife. The first time I brought the knife, this time I don't want to bring the knife.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
No. And I guess I might as well just ignore the mirror. Now, you know what? We have a skeptic. I want to see what the skeptic's opinion is about the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Okay, yeah. Because so far every other voice has just been like, screw the mirror. The princess more important. This is the first voice that actually cares about the mirror too. At this time I don't want to take the blade.
I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon.
What?
Are you sure? What if she... I don't know... turns it against us? Which I'm bringing up in a purely hypothetical manner. Yes, I'm sure. Turns it against you? She's a prisoner here. She'll only be able to turn it against you if you give it to her. Which you won't be doing because she's an existential threat to the entire world. Okay, I'm trusting you.
Hey, I don't get a say here? What's the big deal?
Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go.
No!
What?
No!
You do exactly that, sweeping the knife from the table.
I guess I don't have a choice.
Into the basement.
We don't actually have a choice, huh?
Don't worry about it. We have a knife, so what? It's not like we have to use it.
Does that mean I wouldn't have been able to take the knife in the previous one because the smitten wouldn't have allowed me? Oh, now I'm curious.
No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. Moving on. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down
Holy.
the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves.
Jesus, she
The
is
chain
just
binding
locked
both her
in.
wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
That is such a massive difference compared to the other one.
Should we be worried about the one around her neck?
How are we gonna get her out?
Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
I mean, that's a good point. Why is there this chain here?
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Is this gonna be like an option where I lock myself here with her forever? I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm just going to leave her here. No. Sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where you were told to sit.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
My intentions, what do you mean? I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that?
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
First you make a comment about having been here before, and now this. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion.
Look, I've tried that before, it didn't work. We just fought for eternity.
The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck. If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably. I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there. It's important. Necessary, even. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative.
I wanted to be the first version. What is going on?
That's pathetic.
You're pathetic.
I never said I wasn't.
Okay.
Get it? It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright? Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that. I won't. Fine. But you won't get another word from me on the matter. Yeah, sure. We'll see about that. Just
I
give
like
it a
the
rest.
skeptic.
This isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
You were asking about my intentions earlier. What did you mean by that?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here?
I mean, you remember last time?
There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, and I don't see any keys in your hands either. So I'm afraid my only way out is another surgical removal.
But your neck.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck? Or does she think she'd survive a beheading?
Oh, good point.
You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her. Unless she really could survive.
She really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
What happened after I died last time?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them.
Oh, okay.
And now you're back.
So, as I said, just because she doesn't want to end the world doesn't mean she doesn't end the world.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
How am I supposed to cut you out? If you didn't notice, your head is in a shackle too. What other chain on the wall? Who is it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
I knew it.
Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save
We
the
could be
world.
chain gang. Explore, inspect the shackle. What would you have me do? I think I'm just gonna leave you here, actually. You're not much of a threat. No, slay the princess. Okay. How am I supposed to cut you out? If you didn't notice, your head is in a shackle.
No. Like I trust you to come any closer with that knife. All you're going to do is hand it to me and watch me work.
But she would have to cut her head off, right? She can't be suggesting that. She certainly seems confident. Maybe she knows something we don't.
I guess technically, she could maybe. No, like I get the chain. The chain in her neck is pretty big. I wonder if she removes her jaw, if it can actually slip up, because they would also get lubricated by the blood. I guess also removing the cheeks, and if she removes the cheeks and the jaw, it might be able to go through.
Or maybe you should consider the most likely scenario. She's bluffing so she can disarm you. Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us. So, what should we do? I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons. Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you. That doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none. The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
I give you a weapon, you realize that I have as much reason to distrust you as you have to distrust me, right? In case you've forgotten, you killed me with it last time. I'm not giving you up. Okay, I'm trusting you. If you want to live, I'm gonna be the one with a weapon. Deal with it. Think I'm just going to leave you. Okay. Let's inspect the shackle.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Why? I was just checking it.
Why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
We're just inspecting it.
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. Maybe it will.
Oh god, he jinxed it.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
He's gonna lock
Or if
it.
he's telling the truth. He isn't. I am.
My instincts are screaming to do it.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next. What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad. Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck. And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Oh.
Excuse me?
I didn't think the blade would be repelled.
Yes? Are we stuck here now?
Become
Yes.
your
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
That's not funny. Actually, it is
What
a
are we
little.
supposed to do now? Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve. That's horrible. It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information. Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch? No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
Did you know that this was going to happen to me?
No.
Okay, then. So we're both stuck here.
Yep.
She's so disinterested. Not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
That's rude.
So, what should we do? Silence.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring. There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing. But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it. How exactly does that work? It just does. But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same. If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work. I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first. A bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there. But then they get larger and larger.
Oh, is it gonna cave in?
I don't like small talk, remember?
Oh, come on.
Still rude. You continue to wait in
Yeah.
silence, and the cabin continues
It's
to
gonna
change.
cave in on us,
The decay
probably.
comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls. That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode. She hasn't starved. I guess she hasn't.
The knife is
Even more
gone.
silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass. Until suddenly, there are no walls. And then...
She's out. Is that it? Because now she's out.
And? I think he's gone.
Oh yeah, I see it. I see them.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us. So this is the outside world. It's cold.
I want to interact with more. I want to interact with her again. It's time to
She's
leave.
gone.
Yeah.
Where did she go? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
It's okay. You're always scared. Yeah, just approach the mirror. You approach the mirror, gaze into the reflection. You've withered. Huh. Okay. You find yourself in a long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Contradictions don't exist. How can you stand to be a contradiction? Doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse? I mean, actually, we didn't hurt each other this time? I guess we hurt each other in the first chapter. But in the second one, we actually didn't hurt each other, surprisingly. What do you think of this vessel?
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
It doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Does that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
No. But I do pity. If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me. No, not really. It all seems distant as soon as I'm here near you. I have no opinion of one way or another. I just want it all to stop. Yes, you're torturing me and I hate it. I think I hate you. There's no pity. I have no option. I guess it's this one. I like you more.
It says that your heart is gentle, that even in the darkness you are guided by compassion.
Yes, let's ignore the first time where I tried to kill you. You know that at the end, you're gonna get. Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed.
Thank you for the
have
stretch
seen
and the
what I have
hydrate.
seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Have you figured out what you'll want when we're finished?
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
Huh. Does she change here?
We will know when we near our destination.
Okay. I don't want to go back anymore. I just want to stay here forever if I have to. Do you still not care what I bring you next?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
Okay. I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
So that fucking jump scare.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait. No, not 4 yet. 4, 5.